I just wanted to see how I look at my head, my glasses. I only took 3 signs. Oh well. Big glasses. I find it very interesting that Trump is busy talking about Korea. I mean, well, North Korea. Excuse me. Instead of confronting the issue of collusion with Russia. Uh, I think he's willing to try to start a nuclear war. Mm. Oh, excuse me. He's willing to start a nuclear war behind his cowardness. You know, I'm sure he didn't have a problem when he opened up the Trump University, uh, when he went to Scotland and opened up when he started the casino, when he opened up numerous hotels. Um, but now he has a problem facing the fact that him and his family and his peers and the people that he hired to be in the White House are all under investigation uh, for collusion uh, in a treasonous way with Russia. And China already said they have Korea's back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who Trump with his racist dialect, um, his disrespectful dialect, um, and his flip flopping of views, and his alligating his work out to other people and blaming them for the healthcare failure. When that was work he should have put on. He should have been investigating. He should have been educating himself. He should have been reading. He should have been finding out. You know what I'm saying? Because if he wants to reflect his pregnancy, his being a president, the, the president, hard to say that. Yeah, that is, there's certain work. It's not, oh well, I hired these people. This is not you doing your regular business where that attitude would just cause the people underneath you just to let it go bankrupt. The idea of the punishing Guam, North Korea, you know Guam don't even vote. They they've been a colonized country of the United States. They've been abused and used and racially profiled, the same as they do in the lower 48s here in the United States. Um, they've been treated like American Indians. They're treated here, as not, first class citizens. You know, uh, you're not white enough. You're not. You know what I'm saying? They like to keep a thumb down on somebody, but I think Guam has to be some very strong people. Otherwise, the United States wouldn't have so much military base there to try to keep the thumbs on those people. You know what I'm saying? And so I think North Korea would be doing a misjustice to that region. It's too close to Japan, too close to China, too close to the reality that anything in the South Pacific, that you harm, I don't think really the United States has treated that area fair, you know, um, and I think they white, races, Republicans, and Trump and Russia are afraid of the Asians or China or Japan or uh, because of Korea. because their people really, unite, you know, um, and seem to be able to do things in such a way that they look like they're very regimented in trying for their survival. Either it's like watching their troops march down that big whatever street there in North Korea, or to see them doing their synchronized dancing that they do, the ladies do, and the other, and even the way they continue with their military strategy, the way they do, even their forming, they have a unique way that is not anything uh, cohesive to, or anything rather like white Caucasian people want to see other cultures or race uh, uh, getting along. I think they out. You know, I think Trump is not as smart as the leader of North Korea. Um, um, Nobody else, we see that, they just trying to play up the media, that we're not paying attention to the bottom line, and that is the security of the United States. And it's about, having a strong United States. It's about having a smart United States. It's about having a financial fit United States. Official. Look, I can't talk. I got nasal problems. I'm gonna have to go make a doctor's appointment Monday. That's like an emergency thing. Then they're talking about asthma and all this. I know I was doing a little asthma thing, that little wheezing. Oh, but I forgot when I went to the emergency room. I was so upset. Blood pressure had went up that I'm allergic to cats. So I think I've been around the cats, but um, it the I already see the way that the world's going, uh, and also, you know, I guess I could probably call them native now, you know, but I heard the prophecy about the seventh generation, and I also remember the story about this is not like the first time that the world has humans have self-destruct themselves, uh, be it through the greed, jealous, thievery, the covent and the glutton of hoarding money, wealth. Um, it's not the first time to try to not to be paralyzed in trying another way because this is where you get your income from. It's a um, so it's not the first time, like and so this I guess you would say the fable goes something as such that before also you could tell when they're getting to a self-destructive stage, uh, because of the sports, the religion, um, and the policies, you know, um, have been copied uh, from past, and I'm not just talking about civilizations from the past, like the Alexanders, the Romans, the Greek, the Aztecs. The Aztecs mainly was wiped out by white people, and this is where mm, sort of the predictions come from. It's from Aztec Indians where they saw that the white man just was coming in and killing, uh, raping and stealing, you know, uh, their riches, their gold, their silver, um, everything that, even their knowledge, everything, the medicine they use, the modes of transportation, everything. They just came in there like invaders from Europe, from Britain, from France, from Spain. They came in and invaded, and it was supposed to be in this one area they call the City of Lights. And so I guess you might say that these people that worship the sun, and had a great understanding of life, and the harmony and the connection, uh, to the earth and the people, and they had a strong survival sense that made them really care for the, their earth, their land, and the area they was at, and you know, but as the story goes, the invaders came. The invaders not only came with diseases like, like just tons of ships, pull up on their coast, you know, 100,000 people, whatever, 100 to 1,000 people coming off of these different boats, coming off of these ships, hitting the land, hitting it hard, and just massacring the people. Uh, but the story goes is that before there was a great empire of the Aztecs, there was another empire, there was another civilization, and that they had understood physics, they understood science, they understood flight, they understood, the speed of light, and they understood the coronary. They was and it, but they had got disconnected from the land as much as we had now, in start of understanding the land and having the land uh, keep reproducing these items that you want and you get accustomed to. They was destroying it and extracting it out like we do today. There was a lot of interacting that didn't have to do with a family every day or 24-hour interacting, but maybe like sexual interacting where it's not really as intimate as you may think in a lot of ways. So they had caused them to have diseases, um, um, and um, the ones the ones that was more in the politics and control were more into the science, whatever. So they understood even plumbing, how to bring the light from the sun indoors. So they didn't use gas coursing, so their walls weren't all dirty with smoke and soot. So, but what happened was is because of envy, jealousy, and rival with another tribe that actually was a branch off from the ruling tribe. Um, that supposedly, instead of like using something, well, like it was as small as a mustard seed, so you might say they split it to atom, and poof, they destroy that civilization. And so it's been predicted before that, you know, and it's funny because it's like the story goes really well. Like with the generation before that destroyed them, they destroyed it with eating seeds, like eating, like grinding up seeds and poisoning their own people, like with apple seeds and other certain type of seeds. You know, the apple is all right to eat. The pork is all right to eat if you cook the pork well done. But if you don't, you could poison people. Just whatever. So the civilization before that, they poisoned they poisoned the people, and then they had. I guess you might say, like, if there was any record, it would be like the one in the Bible, um, God, I can't think of it, where they had the very promiscuous people, and the lady turned into a pillar of salt. And if we have like North Korea nuke us, and it would instantly uh just turn the person into dust. Like if it just hits right on them on, you know, that's like point zero or whatever. But so anyway, the way the prediction goes, you know, that after 7 generations, the white people here, because of their thinking, because of their not respecting their connection to the earth, to how life, their ignorance to how life is so intertwined on this planet, how this planet is life. This planet hell's the life. The water, is the life. We're like 95% water. So not being ignorant of this or not caring about this, uh, for greed, for even if you just want to covet your neighbor, you know what I'm saying. You want to look good, like you got money, right? And so you break all these rules of survival for our species, and you're not thinking of the long term. So this is supposed to be already past the point of no return, to where the oil in that they got out of the ground only has so much oil there, and it's taking the oil out and not putting it back, dirtying the oceans. We're not trying to clean it, dirtying our soil and not cleaning it, dirtying our air, polluting our air, and not cleaning it. We have all these different diseases, and we're not curing them, such as AIDS and cancer. Um, uh, all of this shows that we're out of sync, and the earth has a very strong survival method if you want to believe that it's alive. And one of the things the scientists always is, does it have motion? Can it reproduce? Does it take in food? Does it let out food? And you can say all this, that yes, from the earth, that does happen. It does reproduce, and you know what I'm saying. Um, if you compost your seed, you can make dirt. So it fits all the characteristics of life, you know, um, and and life does come to an end. You can kill it. I think they're like, this is the fifth time, so this might be the last time. So I don't think really anything that Trump or the Republicans can think up, nuke or not nuke. You know what I'm saying? With our cars, with our planes, with our use of plastic, our our waste, and are putting animals in zoos, the deforestation, and the the filth that like the coals dumping into our rivers and streams, and the fracking and all this that it does is pollutes the earth. It cannot revive itself and maintain without the right type of substance. Just like us as humans, we can't live without the right type of substance. And there is clear evidence that the earth is heating, and that's just a fact. As there is, I think, clear evidence that there has been collusion with Trump and Russia, and that Trump is trying this game of we're gonna nuke North Korea, or to bully North Korea into maybe nuking Guam. So the investigation will go on regardless. 'Cause that's just the way the government is run. There's numerous different things going on at all the time, and that's why you have so many different branches of government, and that's why you have so many people working in government, and that's why Trump should have filled his cabinet, because uh, he could have had the work done, and instead he's playing this game, and frankly, I think they're gonna handle the situation. I think the United States government or military or Justice Department or Secret Service Department or I think everybody in Washington D.C. Yeah, will handle the business, and if there's any danger to our security in the United States, they will probably remove it, and we'll just continue as always. Anyway, uh, I guess we'll have to worry still about being nuked, but we won't have to worry about finding Trump as a traitor, a treasonous traitor.